Season 3, Episode 3 of Tulsa King, titled The G and the OG. We see Dwight kind of get a phone call from Musso and Dwight go on a little road trip to Texas. Musso and Dwight kind of have a back and forth conversation, dialogue scenes in this episode, and we see what Dwight is doing. Basically, Musso tells Dwight that we're going to Texas to meet Dexter Deacon, the watchmaker. And there's kind of a little bit of backstory of who the watchmaker is. We just don't really know yet. And Musso is speeding and he's traveling really fast. They get pulled over. Dwight uses his charm and his magic and kind of gets, Musso out of the ticket. And then he goes to the watchmaker and it's like, oh, this is really interesting. Buys a little American flag silver pin for $2,000. And basically Dwight tells Deacon that, listen, I know who you are, I know how you run things, but make sure you know who I am and do your research. So all the while, this little trip with Musso is basically Dwight reaching out his connections and kind of broadening his networking capabilities, which is really, really good. Not only that, we see Tyson, Grace, and Bodie kind of scope out and follow Cole Dunmire to a warehouse. And we see that the warehouse is a bingo hall. Then Goody comes in. Goody figures out that it's a racket place where they're kind of taking money from the front and this and that. A lot of crazy shit happens. Tyson wins. Listen, Tyson needs to start understanding what he's in, what group he's in, and not go crazy, because then he loses his cool, and in a way he kind of slips up in a way and kind of tells something to Cole that wasn't supposed to be meant to be told. And it's just like, Tyson, you really need to get your shit together, because if you don't, then, you're lucky that Dwight is a nice guy and everything. We then see the aspect of Cleo and Mitch have a scene where they're just driving around in their car that they took each other to prom with. It's really, really good. And then Cleo gets a little bit drunk, goes to Dunmire's place and kind of lets Dunmire have it. Mitch is just looking on, and it's just like, oh, okay, what's happening here? What is actually going on? We then see that Armand is missing and not heard of. Armand's wife comes to the distillery and, nowhere to be found and seen. And then it's just like, contrary to things, like what craziness is going on in this season? And it's only episode 3. What is the backstory to Musso? Why is this whole thing with Dexter Deacon so much personal than anything else? And Dwight wants to know that, but Musso is not giving him any information. And we see the ending, and it's crazy, ladies and gentlemen. I don't want to give too much away, but you have to find out what it is. And craziness is ensuing right now. A lot of, Dwight's kind of posse is networking out, but then also kind of faltering because of Tyson, in a way, I will say. Tyson doesn't know his P's and Q's, and he needs to understand his P's and Q's, because he's kind of, he needs to be steadfast. All this glitz and glamour, like he wants to be that gangster. Pump the brakes. Pump the brakes. Like, you just totally, everything that was caused in this episode was because of you. Hopefully he gets redemption for what has happened, but we will see. Cole, again, doing his father's dirty work. We don't see much of Jeremiah Dunmire in this episode, especially that one scene. That's about it. And then it's just like, okay, where are we progressing in this season? What's going to happen now? So many things can happen, and it's fun. So far, 3 episodes into season 3, and it's very, very exciting, because you don't know what's going to happen, what can happen. And then Dwight wants certain people in his pocket because Thresher is running for governor of the state, and it's like, ooh, that's going to be fun to see. Let me know in the comment section what you thought about Season 3, Episode 3 of Tulsa King. Did you like it? Did you not like it? What did you think of it? What did you think about the aspect of the story, the flow? Do you like where things are going? Do you blame Tyson for everything that happened in this episode? Do you think that he needs to, calm down a little bit and take orders and not think that he's second or whatever in command he thinks he is? Do you think that Dwight networking out to others in other states is going to help him, or will it backfire? And what is Musso's thing? What is his idea? What is his backstory? And do you think that he wants Dwight as a friend, or is he just using Dwight? Let me know in the comment section about all the questions I just asked. I'm Mr. Filmstock. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'll see you all in the next review video. And be sure you tune in next week to my Season 3, Episode 4 review of Tulsa King.